So this audio will be about wait wait uh will be about OB's blood transfusion. Basically, my mom is a nurse, and I'm thinking of my mom right now. I'm declaring because my constitutional framework is bound by the Biafran, stuff like that, bound by Biafra and Nigeria, and living in South Nigeria, where Biafra is. And today's date is the 23rd of May 2026. The time now is 8:33 p.m. So basically, blood transfusion. So what do I mean? So I'm literally on the verge of on the verge of going to Nigeria, and I'm going to give my mom. My mom's a nurse, and my mom is called Esther Abala. Her name is Omalecha, O for Oscar, M for Mike, A for Alpha, L for Lima, I for Indigo, C for Charlie, H for Ham, A for Apple, which means Omalecha, which means beautiful one, or Wonder, the beautiful one. That's what I mean. She's not very beautiful, but my life age 9 to 24, 9 to 25 has failed me. So this is basically on not failing people like my mom. And my mom is a nurse. She's part of the problem. So the blood transfusion, I'm going to start doing health and reablement and health and social care. But it's no caring for people forever. It's caring for people, but not forever. Insane. So no one should be in care forever. The goal is also to get them out of care into housing, but you're gonna have health and reablement, which is basically reabling people. So you gotta think about this logically. The fact of the matter is, I'm not from this country. I'm going back to my country. I'm going back to Nigeria. And there's nothing to stop me unless they want to detain me again. Which is a violation of my dignity and my human rights again. But that's how the system is when you're above them. Mentally, of course. I don't like to use that kind of example, because now I'm the country, so my constitution will be in a southern Egypt, but I'm gonna be in every country. You're gonna be in it's gonna be in because it's called confederation and it's a business, it's a business of it's a business basically it's an operating system. It's a physical operating system called Muko OS, M for Mike, from Bella Charlie Oscar operating system, and it's a digital operation with Muko OS, M for Mike, from Bella Kilo of Oscar. Muko and Muko OS, the digital and physical operating systems. So this video, the question I'm taking over my heritage as my heritage as from my mom and dad. So when service of my mom and dad, the mom is a nurse, and she's not been a doctor. She wants to become a doctor when she came to the UK. She has violated her oath to become a doctor and care for people and give me housing and support me as a mother, as a nurse. And that's what I'm taking over her. So I will be doing more of medical science, medical science, the digestive system, the immune system, because I have a responsibility as Eze. And Obi has to take charge of my dad. My dad was a fire extinguisher shop. My dad was a, what did my dad do at the shop? My dad was selling fire extinguishers in Nigeria. When I was helping my dad sell fire extinguishers in Nigeria, I have to go check on my dad's business as a fire extinguisher, my dad's shop, I have to take over my dad's shop in Nigeria, to see whether they're well, fire extinguisher shop in Nigeria. So, so I can let my dad be free now and let do my dad's job and take over his role as a father, and take over my father's role as my mother, which I believe is to take over the job, but, because they're both failures in life. I haven't failed anyone yet because I don't even want to fail. But they're all failures. So what I said about blood transfusion. So what I said, because my mom and dad are not evil. They just failed me. They're not evil people. They're just failure in society. They failed people like us. So the fact of the matter is, there is no there's no place like home. There's no place, and Nigeria's my home. There's no place like home. And that is like the compound I come from. I've completed my education, and now I'm just wondering, do the choice. But basically, the video is going to be on blood transfusion. And I was going to say that, things like blood transfusion on my mom's side, things like fire extinguishers and selling fire extinguishers, doing business as a fire extinguisher shop, selling a merchant item. Now, there's a merchant, Is he a merchant? My dad is a merchant, so basically he sells fire extinguishers, and he has a business. My dad's running a business, so my dad's a businessman. He sells fire. He has a fire extinguisher shop. So, my dad has a fire extinguisher shop. So, who? What do you call a fire person that sells fire extinguishers? What do you call a man that sells fire extinguishers? That's what my dad's job was. But I love my dad. Uh, the company got to UK. Basically, a black man made what do you call a man that sells fire extinguishers? Is a fire extinguisher salesman. So my dad was a salesman, but he has a whole shop. So he was a whole shop. He was a salesman. So the first matter is I'm taking over their roles as fathers and mothers as jobs. Because they are nurses and and I'm not gonna have kids in this country, UK, because I'm not gonna have kids anywhere I go. Until I get the stability I deserve. And no one should tell me that kids are the only thing that you can have in this world, that will remember your name. Because that's what they're telling me in the past. They're telling me that have kids, people remember your name. Have kids. They remember my kid's name, not my name. What kind of nonsense is that? So annoying. I'm tired of it. Okay. Thank you for listening to this. So basically, I said the video was blood transfusion. Why did I say? Because I was thinking about blood transfusion because my mom's a nurse, and my blood transfusion basically means to transfer blood, from someone's body to another body. But to mitigate the risk of disease by basically I'm trying to explore blood transfusion properly. But this is the collection of the roles I've taken as my mom and dad because they have still me, as a polymath, someone that's interested in many fields or handles many scenarios, many fields, complex, real domain worlds, and Muko Orion is gonna be built in Muko Orion is gonna be one Muko Orion in the UK after I go to Nigeria, but I'm gonna build the first one in Nigeria. If I get to Nigeria, wherever I can build, but it goes to have stability first. So I can't be in a room forever, because I'm a care leaver. I've called voiceability about this too. So by Monday, I should receive a call, or Tuesday, because it's holiday. Thank you for listening to this audio stroke.